Good morning. Okay, well, we're giving people a moment to, I'm so happy to see you all. It is a pleasure to be here with you. I loved that Bogda started the applause on this side and just kept going like, I need you all to clap, I need you all to clap. That's so great. So good morning and welcome to our fall opening meeting and to the start of what I know is going to be a fantastic semester and a wonderful academic year here at UMBC. I am Valerie Shears Ashby, and I can't wait for the day when I don't have to tell you that. But there will always be new people, and so I will say it again. I'm Valerie Shears Ashby, and it is my pleasure and an absolute privilege to join you today as I begin in my 4th year here as president of UMBC. So let me clear up something. Okay, you all know I have a script and then I go off script. Those of you who know me, that's what I do. So I'm already deviating from the script and it's only 1 minute in. So let me just say this. I didn't mean to insinuate that I was going to graduate after my 4th year and leave you. I've heard that. Everybody's like, are you leaving? I'm like, are you kidding? I plan to get a very slow PhD. So anytime you hear that, just dispel it. It was just that was my first year, and it was an analogy, and then I heard that it became an equation and a data point. So I'm delighted to be here. We're just getting started, y'all. Right, aren't we? We're just getting started. And there is no place I'd rather be, and there's no place I'm going. And I said this to the chancellor. I said, now before I say this at fall opening meeting, because I serve at the pleasure of you, you're going to have to tell me whether that's a legitimate statement. And he said, as far as I'm concerned, you're going nowhere. So we've agreed. We have agreed. We have agreed. So I hope you are enjoying what we are trying to accomplish because I'm going to be here a minute. And so I am having a blast with you, and there is so much good work that we've done and so much more good work to be done. And so as we get started, I'd like to share first UMBC's land acknowledgement. UMBC was established upon the land of the Piscataway and Susquehannock peoples. Over time, citizens of many more indigenous nations have come to reside in this region. We humbly offer our respects to all past, present, and future indigenous people connected to this place. Thank you. So in addition to welcoming all of you who are here in person with us today, I want to extend a very warm welcome to all who are joining us online, and an extra special welcome to all faculty and staff who have recently joined us. Now, we're going to talk about the students who've recently joined us in a moment, but I want to extend this welcome to all of our new faculty and staff. We are excited to have you here as a part of UMBC, and as I say, whenever I welcome new people, the moment that we hire you, we just became better. That's what we believe. And so I'm going to ask all of our if you are new to UMBC, you hadn't been here for a fall opening meeting, so new means you might have arrived in January. If you have not been to a fall opening meeting or have not been present for a fall opening meeting, would you please stand so we can welcome you and know who our new people are? That's awesome. That is so awesome. That makes me feel so good. Doesn't that make you all feel good? It's so wonderful with all of the challenges that are happening in the world to see that we are still moving forward, right? Still having new people come in, still an attractive place to work and to be. So thank you to all of you. Thank you for being a part of this community. I want to also say thank you to the folks who do the work to make this such a wonderful event every single year, and that's our UMBC events team. the Events and Conference Services, and Chartwell's Catering. I want to thank you all for your excellent work. I'm looking out there. It's beautifully done every single time. It just seems to keep getting better and better. And so I just want to acknowledge all of those folks. Some of them are standing around the perimeter. Some are working here. Some are in the background. But if you're in the room and are a part of any of those teams, would you please stand so we can thank you for your work today? Awesome. Awesome. And I also want to shout out our jazz ensemble who's here with us, our students who are over here. Would you all please stand? Now, typically there are 4 of them that travel with me, and you all, yes, I have a traveling group. Too bad I can't sing, but I have a traveling group. And I call them, for those of you new to UMBC, I like to call them the Shears-Ashby Quartet. There's usually one other person, but it's a combination of our students and sometimes our alums who join us, and so talented and so delighted to have them here with us. So now I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to deviate from script or keep going. I think I'm going to stay on script. Okay. All right. So like many of you, I'm sure you're energized by the start of the year and the sense of possibility that it brings. I definitely am. Today's meeting is about celebrating that possibility and setting forth together on a path for the year. So in a little while, I will share with you some updates to give you a sense of how far we have come over this past year, where we stand now, and where we are headed. Even, and I need you to hear me, in these complicated and uncertain times, there is so much good news, and there's so much to look forward to, and I am excited, and especially in this moment, I'm even inspired, more inspired than ever, to continue the work that we do here at UMBC. Our mission and our vision is more important now than it has ever been. And so I hope you feel that energy and that inspiration also. So before I give you those updates, I want to welcome our Vice President of Student Affairs, Renique Kirsch. We're going to clap. Renique is in her second year. Second year. I feel like I've been with Renique for a while. So Renique is in her second year. She's going to offer greetings, and she's going to introduce our student speakers. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. So before I get started, I just want to acknowledge, I know I'm going to have an opportunity to introduce our students here, but I want to acknowledge them sitting on this stage because this is a big deal, y'all. They are just about to start here at UMBC, and they are sitting on this stage. So can we just acknowledge them? We are so proud and excited to hear from you. I'd also like to acknowledge their families who are here joining them. I just shared with them before I came up that I really believe that UMBC stands for You Made a Brilliant Choice. And so made sure that they knew that you all made a brilliant choice and your kids made a brilliant choice here at UMBC. So I just want to welcome everyone to this new academic year. It's so exciting to see so many familiar faces and to welcome many new faculty and staff to UMBC. So August 15th marked my 2-year anniversary as the Vice President for Student Affairs here. And some of you who know, thank you. Some of you who know my early story, I started 20 some odd years ago here as a community director in Susquehanna Hall. So truly a full circle moment, and I can honestly say that every single day that I have an opportunity to be part of this community of committed, compassionate, and caring faculty and staff, I am truly, truly grateful. And I want to take a moment to really extend a heartfelt thank you to all of you for all that you do every single day to make UMBC what it is, and in particular, to make UMBC what it is for our students. So please give yourselves a round of applause. It is truly your commitment to our mission and your willingness to show up every single day for one another and for our students that is completely unmatched. Your dedication shapes the lives of our students as well as how we as a university impact people and communities in Baltimore and Baltimore County, across the state of Maryland, across the world, and across this country. Every day, your work unlocks potential and transforms lives. And as we prepare to begin this new and exciting academic year, I want to reaffirm our shared commitment to 3 core priorities: inclusive excellence, student success, and academic excellence. Inclusive excellence is embedded in every single thing that we do. In fact, you've heard our president say this time and time again: inclusive excellence is excellence, period. Let me say that again. Inclusive excellence is excellence, period. It means creating an environment where every single member of our community feels seen, supported, and empowered to contribute fully. It means recognizing that diversity is a strength and that equity is everyone's responsibility. Equally important to us is our focus on student success. Our students, just like our students sitting here, they come to our campus with passion, they come with ambition, they come with potential, and I can guarantee that is exactly why many of us chose to be in this profession, to work in this environment, to have the opportunity to see our students and be with them on their journey. And it is our job to ensure that we are ready, that we're ready to meet them where they are, and that we're ready to help them thrive. It means not just working together, but coordinating our approaches. It means identifying potential barriers in our systems, our policies, and our procedures. And it means ensuring that we foster every single day an environment where every student has the ability to achieve their full potential. And finally, academic excellence remains core to our mission. This is exemplified by our commitment to rigorous, relevant, and forward-thinking education that propels UMBC and our students into the future. This coming year will be full of opportunities and challenges, and I look forward to what we all will accomplish together. And as we plan to welcome our bright, excited, nervous, and likely a little scared students to campus in the coming days, I'm going to ask you to bring your A game. Bring your A game, just as you have done every single day. Look for lost looks and provide guidance and direction. Be inspired by the creativity and the innovation that you see in the classroom. Engage deeply with student leaders, student workers, student researchers, and every single person in between. Show your UMBC pride and bring the caring spirit that so many of you have shown year after year. One of my favorite quotes, and many of you who have ever heard me speak, I often use quotes because they speak to me. One of my favorite quotes is that life is not about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. And our students are coming to our campus bright-eyed and ready to create their future. And each of us, we are navigators, and we are facilitators as they learn, as they fail, as they succeed, and ultimately as they grow. So thank you for all that you do and all that you will do to make this university the special place that it is. And remember, in the words of our outstanding athletic director, Tiffany Tucker, you got it, girl. It's a great day to be a retriever. I love her, y'all, seriously. Next, I would like to introduce 3 new members of our community, 3 incoming students who will share why they chose UMBC, and they'll also share more about their journeys. Our first student, Lexi Malenfant, joins us from Northeast Maryland. She attended Caravel Academy, a small college preparatory school in Bear, Delaware. Lexi graduated with honors and discovered a passion for solving problems through both technology and theater. She is excited to study computer science at UMBC. Please join me in welcoming Lexi to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. I want to start by saying thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My name is Lexi Malenfant, and I'm an incoming freshman at UMBC and a member of the Honors College. I'm from Northeast Maryland, and I graduated with honors from Caravel Academy, a small private school in Bear, Delaware. At UMBC, I will be studying computer science with a focus in cybersecurity. I've loved technology for as long as I can remember, and I've loved solving problems for just as long. With cybersecurity, I can support and protect people in a way that I enjoy. In addition to my computer science major, I will be minoring in theater design and production. Art has always been important to me, and theater takes a special place in my heart. 2 years ago, at the urging of a friend, I joined my school's theater program as a stagehand. It was incredibly stressful at first, as I have struggled with severe anxiety my whole life. But I pushed through as best as I could, and theater grew to be a place where I felt included and happy in ways that I wasn't privileged to experience before. I was able to finally challenge and overcome some of my anxiety, and I am very excited to continue this journey at UMBC. I first heard about UMBC and its great educational opportunities from my family, and after researching this school and others, it remained high on my college list. I took a tour, and then another tour, and that's when I started to learn how UMBC really was unique, and why everyone I met was so proud to be a Retriever. For my first visit, I felt that here I'd truly be part of a community, not just a number, and most importantly, a community that values learning and progress as much as I do. I felt this even more at Admitted Students Day, at the event for new Honors College students. I was struggling to introduce myself to Dr. K, and yet she immediately recognized my name and remembered my application. She introduced me to Dr. Oakes and Ms. Walker, and we had a very nice conversation about the Honors College and school in general. Going home that day, I really felt that UMBC was the right school for me. During my visits, I was also struck by the commitment to inclusivity and the extensive opportunities like research, activities, and student clubs. I'm looking forward to having the space and the encouragement to be myself, and the ability to meet like-minded people, which, coming from a small school, I didn't have as much opportunity before. All in all, UMBC was what I was looking for in a school, a community that would challenge me academically, but also give me the space and the tools to grow as a person, and the opportunities to really enjoy college. The time I've already spent at UMBC has made me more excited for college, and I'm proud to experience my first academic year as a Retriever. Thank you.
I don't know about y'all, but I kind of have goosebumps right now. Thank you, Lexi, so much. Just wonderful hearing your story, and just welcome to this community. Thank you. We're excited to have you here. Next, we're excited to hear from another first-year student, Andrew Whipple. Andrew graduated from Northwestern High School in Baltimore City with a GPA of a 3.72. He is a talented artist, and we are pleased to welcome Andrew as one of our new Linehan Artist Scholars. He plans to study visual arts. Andrew?
Good day, everyone. My name is Andrew Whipple, and I'm honored to join the UMBC family, and I'm deeply grateful for the chance to share my story with all of you today. I am from Hyattsville, Maryland, and I graduated from Northwestern High School in Prince George's County. This is where I had the privilege of being a part of the Jim Henson Visual and Performing Arts program. In that program, I specialized in visual arts, and it greatly shaped my passion in art. Within this program, I had the opportunity to create both digital and traditional artworks, which allowed me to fully explore and embrace my passion for art. The creative freedom not only deepened my love for visual expression, but also sparked my desire in me to inspire and make a positive impact on others through my artwork. This experience not only helped me grow as an artist, but also as a student and as a person. I am proud to say that one of my artworks was featured in the Phyllis Collection in Washington, D.C. It was an incredible honor. Coming into UMBC, I'm pursuing a major in visual arts with a concentration in graphic design. I chose this path because I believe that design has the power to shape how we communicate and experience the world. More than that, just creating aesthetically pleasing images, I want to create designs and visual concepts that have the potential to change lives, challenge perspectives, and bring color to a world that often feels gray. As I look forward to the upcoming academic year at UMBC, I am excited for many things. I'm eager to meet new people, immerse myself in the vibrant community, and fully experience college life. But more than that, I'm excited for what this journey represents for me personally. I come from a background where higher education wasn't always given. Growing up in a low-income household, many family members of mine didn't have the opportunity to finish college. So for me, being here at UMBC is more than just academics. It's about breaking barriers and creating a future for myself that I can be proud of. I'm especially driven to succeed at UMBC because this institution represents so much of what I worked hard for. Its opportunity to build a stable future and prevent hardships that I've experienced in the past, such as housing insecurity and food insecurity. College opens doors, and UMBC provides resources and community to help walk through them. The inclusiveness and support that UMBC offers truly makes it feel like home. From the incredible faculty to the financial aid that made this journey possible, I am confident that I am in the right place to thrive, and I look forward to an amazing 4 years at UMBC, and I'm excited to see what we can achieve together. Thank you.
Did y'all hear that? Bringing color to a world that can often feel gray. Wow, I love that. I love that. Thank you so much, Andrew. We are really looking forward to seeing what you create here at UMBC. Finally, I'm thrilled to welcome one of our incoming transfer students, Archana Thakur. Archana and her family moved to the United States from India in 2022. She graduated with an associate's degree from the Honors College at CCBC, where she was a part of the Degrees to Succeed program, on the Dean's List, and a member of the Student Events Board. She already has extensive work experience in both large and small businesses and will be studying business technology at UMBC. Please join me in welcoming Archana and her family as well to the podium. We're privileged to hear you speak today, Archana.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Archana Thakur, and it's my pleasure to be here today and share a little bit about my journey. In November 2022, I migrated from India with my family, full of hope and determination. We left behind everything familiar to start a new chapter in a new country. It was a big adjustment, new culture, new education system, and new challenges. But it also opened the door to countless opportunities of growth. During my time at the Community College of Baltimore County, I was fortunate to be a part of CCBC Honors Program and to take on leadership opportunities that allowed me to connect with the students across different campuses. Those experiences not only challenged me academically, but also demonstrated the power of community and collaboration in shaping personal success. As I look ahead, UMBC stood out to me as a perfect next step. Its reputation for innovation and inclusivity, along with opportunities with Honors College, align with both my goals and my values. I will be majoring in Business Technology Administration because I'm passionate about the way technology and business intersect to solve complex problems, improve efficiency, and connect people. Looking further ahead, my goal is to pursue the Chartered Financial Analyst CFA designation as an investment banker and to continue my education with master's degree in finance. I aspire to build a career that combines my knowledge of business and technology with advanced financial expertise, preparing me to make a meaningful contributions in the financial industry while helping organizations grow responsibly and sustainably. I am excited to join UMBC and become a part of community that thrives on collaboration and innovation. I look forward to build connections with professors and classmates, engaging in student organizations and taking part in opportunities that encourage both my personal and academic growth. More than anything, I am eager to contribute to the vibrant spirit of UMBC while learning from the diverse perspectives that make this university so special. Before I close, I would like to sincerely thank the UMBC community for organizing this gathering. It is the events like this that make new students like me feel welcome and inspired as we begin this new chapter with confidence and excitement. Thank you.
Well, I'm truly inspired, and I just want to thank you, Lexi, Andrew, and Archana. Thank you again. Let's welcome them one more time. It's certainly a privilege to stand here and have an opportunity to welcome all of our new faculty and staff. And I also just want to recognize and acknowledge if there are any other students in the audience. If you are here, stand for us, please. Students, grads, grad assistants, anything. All right, if we're gonna, yeah, there we go. So welcome to all, and I wanna just extend a huge welcome to this fall 2025 semester and this entire academic year. Thank you to all that you do, and thank you to all that you will do over the course of this year. And thank you to our new and returning folks for choosing UMBC every single day and helping us transform lives and communities. Thank you.
I hope you all feel what I feel. Do you? Yeah, I can feel you from up here. It is fantastic. First of all, thank you. That is some kind of courage, isn't it? That's amazing. Yeah. So I feel like Lexi, Andrew, and Archana are going to change the world. Right? Don't you feel that? No pressure. Here's what I know. By you just showing up as yourselves, you're already changing the world. No pressure. So welcome to each one of you. Welcome to your families. I saw some proud faces down here. I know this has got to be family. I can feel you just wanting to, and you can. This is UMBC. There you go. I love it. You all inspire us. You all energize us. And if we ever need any kind of encouragement, just remember what you just heard. This is actually why we are here, right? This is the sole reason why we are here, and everything else is about that. And so that's what gets me going, and I'm just delighted to have you all kick us off today, so thank you again. So I would like to take an opportunity here this morning to walk through a number of updates with you. Before I do that, I see some people in the audience who I have not acknowledged, and I want to acknowledge all of our shared governance leaders. If you are participating in shared governance leadership, I see you, Nancy. I'm gonna need you to say, she looked over at the next person as if to say, is that me? Yes, that is you. If you are leading us in shared governance on this campus, would you please stand so we can just acknowledge your leadership? Oh, I see you, Helena. And before I jump into these updates, I just want to say it is one of my personal goals this year as your leader to engage even more so in shared governance, with shared governance, more collaboratively with shared governance, more communication with you as a community, just trying to engage more and more. There are so many big things happening, so many decisions to be made, and we have to work in a community as a community. So that is my renewed commitment to all of you and to this entire community. So I'm grateful for those people who are leading in shared governance. I see you, and I'm grateful for you, and you know that. Okay, so let's talk about some updates. There are a few things happening in the world, just a few. And so Lexi, Andrew, and Archana are part of an amazing incoming class here for UMBC. Last year at this meeting, I told you that we were welcoming UMBC's largest ever first-year, first-time cohort. That was last year. Yeah. Okay, so let me just warn you, you can clap whenever you want to, but there's going to be a lot to clap for here, okay? But do it whenever you feel compelled. I welcome it. But that is true also again this year, with significant increases in our first-year, first-time undergraduate class and in our transfer student population. Yeah, we are on track to welcome the largest incoming class in UMBC's history. This class, including approximately 2,325 first-time, first-year students and 825 transfer students, was drawn from a highly qualified, I want you to hear that, parents, highly qualified applicant pool that also grew significantly this year, so much so that we had an unprecedented wait list of 1,681 students. That means that UMBC is on the rise and in demand, okay? And if you feel like I do, that's a beautiful thing, and then you think, oh, don't you feel the, oh, who didn't, right? So that is a great opportunity for us, and that is why I say UMBC has to grow. We have to grow. We can't leave qualified people without this opportunity. We have to grow. So while those numbers are impressive, who is in that class and who we are serving that's in that class really matters even more. I consistently have heard you talk about UMBC's responsibility to serve our local communities, especially Baltimore City, and how important it is for us to step up and provide access and opportunity to more students in Baltimore. Last year, I talked to you about our new partnership with College Track. Do you all remember that? Some of you may. It's a national organization that supports the academic journeys of first-generation and underserved students through their high school, college, and beyond. And so let me just unpack that for a minute. They start with students in their first year of high school, and they commit to them through 10 years. And so they pick certain cities where they know that students are underrepresented in going to college, and they picked Baltimore City. This is a national organization that picked Baltimore City. And so they have now officially, our partnership with them has officially launched. But this is, again, as you just heard me say, it's a long-range effort. And I know it's going to make a big difference over time. College Track expects to open its Baltimore City site, so they physically come into the city. And they're going to open this site with first-year high schoolers this next spring. And then we'll anticipate students coming to UMBC from that cohort, the first cohort, in 2030. So that's a wonderful thing, but what about now, right? And so we are not waiting until then. We are taking those steps today, and I wanted to just celebrate that we have a new Baltimore City admission guarantee that offers guaranteed admission to more, and we've done this year, we offered guaranteed admission to more than 300 qualified Baltimore City students. Yeah. And our best, we also have a Best of Baltimore grant that is providing additional financial support. Now you have to wait for the clap because it's good, okay? For Baltimore City students with family incomes of less than $80,000. We are covering full tuition, room and board for those students after they have received all of their grants and loans. Essentially what we did this year was to ensure full funding for 100 eligible 2025 fall admits from Baltimore City. Now you can clap. Those initiatives and other efforts have led to results like this. Applications for students from Baltimore City this year were up 12% over last year. But the more important and impressive number to me is that our enrollments for Baltimore City students are up this year more than 30%. So I keep looking in her direction because I'm going to shout her out. And when I shout you out, I'm going to need you to stand to your feet if you are able and if it doesn't bother you to do so. It doesn't bother you to do so, I'm going to need you to stand up. I want to shout out Yvette Mosey Ross. It seems like I don't need to say anymore, you know, right? Our Vice Provost for Enrollment Management and Planning, and I want to shout out the entire enrollment and management team for their terrific work that will be transformative in the lives of so many students, and that is core to our mission as a public institution in this state. And so if you're on Yvette's team, would you also stand so we can recognize you? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So while the enrollment news overall is outstanding, there is one area that we are watching closely and where we do anticipate a significant decline and that is in our international student population. Now I want to make clear there are some strategic moves that we're making about in our graduate student population in particular, and this is the population that's been mostly affected here. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the impact of certain federal orders and decisions. And so we are concerned broadly about the impact of these actions and our political climate on our international student population, but quite frankly on all members of our community and on our global education that we provide. So we will continue to watch that. But what I will tell you is there's some folks here who work incredibly hard in ensuring that we deliver a global education and support those students, actually faculty and staff. And so I just want to give a special recognition here to David DeMaria. I don't know if he's in the room. If you don't know David, and I think you do, but if you don't know David, he's extraordinary. Vice Provost of Global Engagement, and I also want to recognize that entire Center for Global Engagement. I've had the opportunity over this last year to visit with them personally a couple of times and hear the breadth of what they do, which is simply extraordinary. If you are on David's team and operate in his world, would you please stand so we can recognize you? Yeah. They have worked tirelessly. We've stepped up in so many ways to meet the challenges of this moment. And I want you to know that David is a part of a core team that's on a weekly call. By the way, that was weekly throughout the summer, right? Just navigating all of these changes. And so I'm grateful to David and to that entire team. They are extraordinary. And I'm grateful that they're navigating all of the policy issues, but what makes me so proud and so grateful is the care that they give to people, right? Care that they give to these students, to the staff, to the faculty, to their families. And so I'm grateful for their expertise. I'm grateful for your dedication, and I'm really grateful for your care. Really am. Okay, so before I go on, you know me, I'm a teacher. I just want to do a little recap to make sure that you haven't gone to sleep on me. It's not a test, it's just a little recap. Okay, so undergraduate enrollment is, oh, look at you. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, Baltimore City students. Up and free. That's what I'm talking about, right? Yvette said, not quite free, but supported greatly. Our commitment to international students and global education is what? Pick a word. It's strong, it's serious, it's committed. I just need you to know we are not wavering, right? All right, that was summary number 1. You all did really well. I have 20 more pages, hold on. I'm on page 10. Here we go, okay? So that whole discussion around international students and global education and all of that leads me to talk a little bit more about the impact of federal orders and actions on UMBC. And so those are wide-ranging, they are ever-changing, and as I mentioned, we have a core team that is constantly watching and helping us to make the best decisions. There are too many of those decisions and impacts for me to unpack here. I won't do that. I do encourage you to stay informed through the website we set up to share information and resources related to these impacts. There you will find all of our related messages to the community, including comprehensive updates, and the last one that we shared earlier this month on August the 7th. So if you wondered what we were doing over the summer around federal actions and all of that, we were working, and there's a summary of that work that is in the latest communication on August 7th. So today I particularly want to speak about the federal impact on our research. And so first, before I go down that path, I want to remind all of you just how impressive our research portfolio is. You all know that we are an R1 institution. We are an R1 institution. Everybody knows we are an R1 institution. Yeah. The reason I know you know is because you tell me every time I walk in the door. And I see you telling everybody else. It's so awesome. It is a major achievement. For those of you who may not appreciate that, there are only about, Carl, where's Carl? About 150 to 60 of them in the country? There are 180 universities in the country that reach that highest level of research, and we are one of those. And so that is extraordinary. So you may not know that we achieved this status in 2022. And since we have done that, the level of research at UMBC has skyrocketed. We have gone from $84 million in research expenditures in fiscal year 2021 to $151 million in fiscal year 2024. That's extraordinary. You see Carl over there? I think he has a pom-pom. That is huge, and it truly reflects the extraordinary faculty, staff, and students whose inquiry across all fields is creating knowledge, it's advancing technology, it's making our world healthier, safer, more sustainable, more just, and more beautiful every day. So we are knocking it out of the park. Okay, that success then means that we are not immune from the effects of what have been some truly devastating cuts to research by many federal agencies, including the National Science Foundation, the National Institutes of Health, and NASA. So far, UMBC has received, I just want you to know, as people talk about this, UMBC has received about 30 terminations of federal grants and contracts. That amounts to a loss of about 8 to 10% of our federal research funding per year for the next couple of years. That's what that means. I've heard people say, oh gosh, research is gone. It amounts to about a loss right now of 8 to 10%, just to put it in context, of our total federal research funding per year. So while we are not as heavily dependent on NIH funding, National Institutes of Health funding, as some of our colleagues in other institutions in Maryland, our research enterprise is deeply intertwined with NASA. And let me just do this shout out before I tell you, I always like to start with the good news before I tell you the not so. Here's the good news. UMBC is ranked number 10 in NASA funding nationally. That's extraordinary. And so here's the impact for us. We are deeply entwined, as I said, with NASA, and the Goddard Space Flight Center is also a huge partner for us, where we have nearly 300 UMBC research faculty and staff who work under cooperative research agreements with NASA. We do not yet know the precise scope of the cuts for NASA or how many individuals will be affected. We don't know yet. At best, we are dealing with uncertainty, and at worst, the cuts could significantly affect our staff at Goddard and the research that they are doing. But we wait. We do not know. And I have to just help you to see the complexity of this. All of that looms, while at the same time, everything I previously told you is still true. Right? And even so much so that yesterday, I was in a gathering here on our campus of folks from NASA headquarters, Goddard, and UMBC, and we were celebrating the PACE 500. And let me tell you what that is, because it's a big deal. So PACE is a satellite, NASA's newest satellite, that is observing and monitoring ocean health, air quality, and changes in climate. It launched about 500 days ago. So we were celebrating PACE 500. Okay? The reason UMBC is celebrating is because there are 3 instruments on that satellite that are taking data and sending them back to Earth for scientists across the country and the world. One of those instruments is from UMBC. That's insane when you think about it, right? And some 3,000 scientists have already used the data across the country and the world that the instrument designed and built here at UMBC, by the way, by our students, faculty, and staff, right? Vanderlei Martins, I don't know if he's here, that's his instrument and his group. But I say that to say that was yesterday, right? And we celebrated that yesterday while we wait to see what all of the federal implications will be for us in the future. So we are carrying a lot of and, right? This is wonderful and, or that is happening and this is still wonderful. So that is the place where we sit. So let me continue here and talk a little bit more about our research. So what I will tell you is that we are doing all that we can, not only to stay informed, but also to actively advocate at every level in DC and everywhere else. And we're working to support the people who are affected and who may be affected, reaching out to them directly. And so I want to thank all of you, all of those who are on the front lines of this response, including Carl and his team, who are supporting our research enterprise and the individual human beings who are directly impacted. Now here's one, this is a big shout out. If you are a part of supporting the research enterprise, I can't wait to see who stands up, at UMBC, stand. If you are in any way, shape, or form, I'm looking at faculty who are sitting down. I'm looking at chairs who are sitting down. I think I'm looking at some staff who are sitting down. Okay, now you all can sit down, and here's what I'm going to tell you. That was a moment where every human in this room should have hit their feet. This is what often gets misunderstood. If you support our students in mentoring, if you work to keep the electrical working, if you make the grounds beautiful, if you stand in the classroom and teach, if you're doing, performance and arts, anything you're doing, all of that enables people to be able to do the research that they do, even if you're not the researcher yourself. And so I was waiting to see how many people thought they were part of the research enterprise. It turns out we all are, okay? If you actually welcome a single student so that they feel that they could create something that's never been created before, you're a part of the research enterprise. Okay? So I just wanted to emphasize that and say the world is shifting, but we have a lot of and it turns out that all of us are part of this research enterprise. So thank you all for that. Okay, so I want to shout out something else that I think I'm pretty excited about here, and it is another and. I'm really proud of the way that UMBC has partnered with with the Maryland Governor's Office to provide support and resources for displaced federal workers. And those are federal workers in our state. Some of them are alums and community members, but some of them, have no relationship to UMBC at all. We are a public institution. We serve the people. And so one fantastic initiative that was launched this spring was the Pause and Pivot. Yeah, I know some of you know, okay. This is why I'm telling you, because I want you to know what our universities, so get this, PAWS. Isn't that cute? Yeah, I love it's cute. Okay, Pause, come on, it's UMBC, right? Pause and Pivot webinar series. This was providing expert-led sessions with practical resources for information on career transitions, upskilling opportunities, and community support for those displaced federal workers. That was our part. That continues to be a part of what we do here at UMBC to support those folks. And so for all of this work that is going on to provide this much needed help, I want to thank 3 different groups of people: the Division of Professional Studies, the UMBC Career Center, and the Office of Alumni Engagement. Anytime my governor, I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it. I know, like she's nervous. Anytime my governor sends me a text and says UMBC is really stepping up to the plate, that's a big freaking deal, right? Like, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. So I want to thank Christine, Chris, Danielle, and all your teams. If you all want to hit your feet, you can do it. Let's give them a round of applause. So here's what I want you to think. What if it were you? Wouldn't you want a university in your backyard to help you? Right, that's our job, right? That's not just our job, it's our pleasure, it's our privilege. So I'm grateful for their work. It wasn't like they didn't have work to do already. This is additional work for them to do, so I'm grateful. Okay, so with all of that, there's always and. Let's talk about the budget. Okay, so I want to give you a sense of where we are and what we can anticipate. I saw Bill sit back and fold his arms. Bill, unfold your arms. He said he's cold. Come on. Look, I'm just teasing you. Okay, at this meeting last year, I spoke about the cuts in, how did they all know that I was talking about this bill? That you knew who I was talking about, didn't you? Yeah. I love that. At this meeting last year, I spoke about the cuts in state funding that we knew were coming and how we plan to absorb them so that we would not affect the quality of the education that we provide. And so I am grateful for the careful planning and stewardship of our funding that put us in that strong position where we could do that. So that position aids us now as we navigate all things going forward, the uncertainty at the federal level and deeper cuts at the state level. So the circumstances are really complex and seem like they are ever changing, but I want to be as clear as I can about where we stand today. So first, we were asked this spring by the state and the University System of Maryland to reduce our expenses for this fiscal year by $14.5 million. We have done that. So that was the year that we just ended, right? We have done that. And so we've now submitted that revised budget to the system, and it is a balanced budget, and it includes reductions across pretty much every division, including in operations, programs, and vacant positions. And so I want to first thank all the people who have been a part of this work and continue to be. It is not easy work, and I deeply appreciate everything that you're doing. So the second thing I need you to know is this. These are not one-time isolated cuts. These are not ordinary times. We have three primary sources of revenue. Everybody ready? This is going to be a quiz. 3, tuition, state funds, and federal research dollars. Right? Tuition, state funds, federal research dollars. 2 of those 3 you just heard me talk about, right? Our state funds and our federal research dollars, 2 of those 3 have been cut what I would call significantly. So our most important source of revenue is tuition and fees. And this is the only one of the 3 in which we anticipate a modest increase in the short term. Right? I'm just talking about the next year or 2. We are going to grow, but it's not going to be as significant in the next year or 2. So what does that mean for what is ahead? So because of the budget challenges that the state is grappling with, we've been told to anticipate an additional cut of $10.5 million in state funding for next year, and we are beginning to plan for that. So last year, 14.5, this year, 10.5. We're beginning to plan for that. So there'll be a lot of work to get us there, and believe me, we will need to hear many voices and perspectives as we make decisions about next year's budget cuts. But even in these challenging times, we're incredibly fortunate, and I say this with all sorts of gratitude, to be doing this work in a state that deeply believes in the value of higher education. And I'm going to deviate here for a moment and say we have an opportunity. I know that we're going to grow revenue in multiple ways. And I know, though, that in tight times, communities have to do some real thinking and assessing of what's the most important thing, right? And that's what we're going to be doing. Like, what are the most important things? And you're going to be a part of helping us decide that. Because believe it or not, some of the most important things will be new things. So we're going to do some new things, even in the midst of all of this budget crisis. So that means, what are we not going to do anymore? Or maybe what don't we need to do anymore? So those will be some challenging, but I think really great opportunities for us to focus. And so we'll be doing that work throughout the year. And I'm grateful again to be doing it in this state. It's so fabulous that I don't have to fight my state about who we are and how we do what we do. I don't have to do that. Every single student said it's great to come to a university that believes in inclusion. Did you hear that? Aren't you grateful? Aren't you grateful, budgets aside, that that's not the fight? Okay, I am. Yeah. So we have this state that is deeply excited and committed to UMBC. And I don't know if Jake is in the room. Is Jake in the room? Is Jake's team in the room? Anybody from Government Relations and Community Affairs in the room? They may be out doing government relations and community affairs. I think that's what they might be out there relating. I just want you to know, like in the last year, we did some 60 visits in Annapolis. We, meaning Jake with me, went to visit with 60 legislators, secretaries, the governor, and when I tell you there's not a door I walk into and not a conversation that I'm in that's not positive about UMBC. That's extraordinary. Not one. I sat with Steny Hoyer, and he's like, so what do y'all need? I'm like, well, what can you do? What do you have? But I mean that. It's not just those legislators who are UMBC alums, and we do have quite a contingent. But it is all across the board. And we also have them visiting our campus. I think we did some 20 to 30 visits of legislators, secretaries coming onto our campus to see our students, to visit with you in your various areas. So I just want to assure you that even in these tight budget times, the support for what we do and how we do it is unwavering. And so I am grateful for that. So let me tell you one place where it's unwavering. I'll show you something fun. You need fun after all of that, don't you? So I am grateful for the state's ongoing support of our critical facilities renewal, including Sherman Hall. So if you haven't seen, how many of you seen inside the new Sherman Hall? Inside. Inside. This must be my facility. Yeah, I know you all. You took me inside. That's John Zare over there, by the way, and his whole entire team. They took me inside. Okay. So it is extraordinary. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. And so there is a final phase of work to go, and you will see that. So as you walk down Academic Row this year, you won't be able to walk straight down Academic Row because the final phase, for safety reasons, requires that we close off a part of Academic Row. Please don't complain when you have to walk around. It's just the required steps for the yeah. Don't yell at John, okay? So we're in that final phase, but so much has happened since this beginning of this project. But I also want to just shout out, before I show you something, I want to shout out our facilities team because the renovation is beautiful in its design and in its functionality, and it's beautiful for what it represents, an investment in the next generation of teaching and learning. And so what I thought would be fun, because I've put on a hard hat on a couple of occasions and gone in there, I thought you'd like to see what it looks like on the inside. Yeah, would you? Yeah, okay. Okay. All right, so I will turn it over to the team. Check this out. Yeah, Stacy.
Hi, I'm Stacy Bryan, Facilities Management, Project Manager, Design and Construction Services. Want a sneak peek at Sherman Hall? Come on. So this used to be the outdoor breezeway. Now it's indoor space, student lounge space. This entire area is the main entrance in the heart of Sherman Hall. This two-story space is, again, this was an addition to the building, and this is also student lounge space. Let's go upstairs. So this is going to be your courtyard. Beautiful, lush, green courtyard. Lots of outdoor seating, outdoor classroom space, hangout space for the students, and fully accessible. This is the Sherman Center's lounge space for their students. Great view from up here. This is our new UC Plaza connection to Sherman Hall. Quick shout out to my favorite UMBC student, my daughter, Sydney, my camera girl today. Hey, there's furniture on the 4th floor. Let's go check it out. Let's go check out a 4th floor classroom. This classroom is fully accessible as well. We've got sit-to-stand desks. This is an example of exactly what's in everybody's office, a sit-to-stand, motorized, controlled desk. Here's a standard office on the 4th floor.
That's sweet. Do you have a truck or just?
So one of the things we learned about Sherman Hall was that there was never enough student lounge space, student pre-function space, before and after class spaces. So this is an example. This is the elevator lobby and some of the student hangout space, study space on each of the floors. Beautiful windows. There's some marker boards. Last year, in the fall opening meeting, President Shears Ashby mentioned that all of the noise you hear at Sherman Hall is called progress. We've made a lot of progress, and I'm happy to say that within a month, we will be moving into new Sherman Hall. And as always, I'm sorry for the noise, and thank you for your patience. Enjoy it.
Stacy, thank you so much, and to you and your daughter. Oh, hi. Okay, thank you. Thank you. It is stunning. So what I was feeling as I was watching you was, oh my, everybody's sitting there thinking, I want to be in there. I heard people saying, my office did look like this. Okay, where it got to be almost a revolt was when we were showing the sit-to-stand desk. I was like, oh my, okay. I know, I know. And so this brings me to another piece of gratitude in just a moment to acknowledge something. There is significant work for us to do on this campus in deferred maintenance. I know. I know. Like, I need you to know I know. But what I am so grateful for is the work that has been done by our facilities team, particularly over the last couple of years, to address aggressively this longstanding backlog of deferred maintenance. It's not been easy to do this work aggressively, just being able to get what we need here on campus and all those things, but this year, the last couple of years, the rate at which we are addressing deferred maintenance has gone up tremendously. And so we're on our way. We're making progress. It will not be overnight because things didn't happen overnight. But we are making progress. And so I am just grateful for all those folks. And I want to acknowledge John and Stacy and their entire facilities team. So if you are part of facilities on this campus and you work with these folks, would you please stand so we just can acknowledge what you're doing? Thanks. Okay, so for those of you who are not going to have the privilege of moving in there, there's still something to celebrate, much more to celebrate. I want to mention a couple more things here. And by the way, I do appreciate your presence. And I'm going to take a commercial break here and just acknowledge there's a person who's missing in the room. Okay, I'm just going to let you figure out who it is. Yeah, it's Manfred, right? It's Manfred. So I want everybody to look at the camera and say, we miss you, Manfred. That's so good. He's going to really kill me for that. So one of the things, I'll just pause in the commercial break to say, one of the things I believe in that I don't believe in is exhaustion as a badge of honor. And I don't believe that you should work when you don't feel well. That doesn't help anybody. So I am grateful for him, because when I said, I think you should stay home, he said, okay, I should. I just want to acknowledge that. We work really hard around here, but I deeply believe that we are only at our best when we are, taking care of ourselves. So I'm grateful that he is not here. I know he wanted to be, and so I'll just acknowledge that. That was our commercial break. We're almost finished. Okay. So I want to talk about something else that's exciting, and I'm taking a hard left turn here. But a couple of our students mentioned the importance of the arts. I think almost everybody mentioned the importance of the arts to them. And so, yes, So I want to shout out our Arts Plus initiative, okay, that's going to be launching this fall. And this is an effort where we are aiming to celebrate the arts at UMBC. And let me tell you why. First of all, the arts at UMBC are extraordinary, if you don't know this. Truly are. Truly are. Truly are. And the other reason is because everywhere I go, if you're not familiar, kind of close into UMBC, you think we're a STEM school. I hear it a lot, okay? And I'm saying we're a university. Liberal arts and sciences across the board university, and the arts at UMBC are extraordinary. And so we're really doing this as an effort to strengthen UMBC's identity as an arts destination, and I love that the committee is saying those words. We're an arts destination where creative, interdisciplinary research and public-facing research, public-facing programming will enrich, challenge, and inspire. So the committee has planned a host of performances, exhibitions, lectures, and more, as well as initiatives to develop new audiences for the arts among current students, K through 12 populations, alumni, and our neighboring communities. So I'm going to ask you, before I tell you about an exciting thing that's going to happen as a part of the Arts Initiative, Linda Dustman, I don't know if you're in here, and Tom Moore. Are you here? Yeah, there's Tom. Yeah, yes. So they are leading our Arts Plus committee along with our provost, but certainly they are on the ground leading that effort, and so I'm grateful to them. And so I want you to mark your calendars now, because the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra, I know, led by Jonathan Hayward, I know, right, who is their relatively new conductor, and he's also a world-renowned cellist, will perform in the Lenahan Concert Hall on Wednesday, September the 17th. And so there'll be more details on this and other events throughout the year, and we'll launch a new website for Arts Plus, which will be umbc.edu/Arts Plus. I want to acknowledge, I heard the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra perform in the Lenahan a year or so ago, but Jonathan wasn't, it was phenomenal. First of all, the Lenahan is the best theater for music in the state. Right? It may be one of the best in the country. It is extraordinary. And it was beautiful, and I really wanted to see Jonathan Hayward conduct as the new conductor, but he will be here on our campus for that. So if you haven't already, try to get some tickets. I'd love for you to be there. And I want to acknowledge that the Arts Initiative was something that we heard in the BOLD conversations as well in 2023. And so I'm grateful that we're moving that forward. Okay, last topic, and I appreciate you all hanging in here with me. There's just so much happening in the world that I wanted to take this opportunity before we start the semester to catch everybody up. Last thing, I want to talk about our vision for the future and our path to get there. Before I do that, which is I'm going to focus now on the strategic plan, it's the last topic, but I want to acknowledge something that's also happening right alongside the strategic plan, and that's our Middle States accreditation. That is a critical process. It is complicated, it is challenging, it is time intensive, it is valuable, but it's a lot of work. And so I want to acknowledge, I see Orianne, I know Connie is not here, she's watching at home, but I want to acknowledge Orianne and Connie, Orianne Smith and Connie Pearson. They are leading the entire accreditation team. And let me tell you how I know they're so good at this. Every time I go to a meeting, the Middle States folks are talking about how great we're doing. Not one person has come to me and said, I have a reservation about what you're presenting. We are always doing even more, I think, than is expected. So I'm grateful to the entire team. I need the community to know, because this year we're going to have site visits. And you should be aware, if somebody stops you on campus, asks you about accreditation, you should at least say, I know we're doing it, right? Because it is a community-wide effort. But there will be lots more information on this. Let me talk a little bit about strategic plan, and then we're going to go. If you were not able to attend the conversation that the provost and I hosted in the spring about our strategic plan, I would encourage you to watch the video of the event, and you can find that at planning.umbc.edu. How many people were in the room when we did that? Okay, so some. So I spoke then about what I see as the three distinct eras of UMBC, UMBC 1.0, UMBC 2.0, and now we're in the beginning of UMBC 3.0. And I can tell that you heard me or you watched it. Many people did, because every time I go somewhere now, people say, I'm so excited about 3.0, okay? I want everybody to be excited about 3.0. So in 1.0, we were a small but mighty commuter school. Opened in 1966. It was a good year. 1966 was a good year, right, Yvette? Yes, it was. September 19th, 1966. 13 days after my birthday. That's why I say that. We had 3 buildings, 750 students, 45 faculty members, and 35 staff. Look in the room. Even then, though, we knew who we were and how we were different. And so the seeds of that beginning, community and global engagement, innovation, inclusion, opportunity, those seeds were planted early, and I'm grateful for that. That was UMBC 1.0. Everybody tracking with me? Okay, I know you're tired, so I'm going to get through this. UMBC 2.0. That was the era of rapid ascent. When we claimed a spot on the national stage, became that R1 institution. It's also when our men's basketball team became pretty famous. Let me tell you how famous that was. Everywhere I go, I hear 3 things about UMBC, and you know what they are. What's the first one? Men's basketball, yeah. So we were the first number 16th seed in the NCAA to knock off a number 1, right? That was us. Okay, I hear you over there, Tiffany. We're over here yelling, repeat. Yes, that was 1. What's the second thing you think people tell me? We're a STEM school. Yeah. What's the third thing you think people tell me? STEM, Meyerhoff, there it is. Okay? We are all of that and more, right? But all of that reputation was built in 2.0. It really was. And so that's when this university also created our vision statement, which you know how much I love it. And you know, for those of you who are new, it starts off by saying we'll redefine excellence in higher education through an inclusive culture. I don't even know if you all thought how powerful that was going to be in 2025. And it is. So now we're at the beginning of this era that is 3.0, no longer up and coming. We are a model of inclusive excellence. We're known for that. We're known as an innovator. We're known as a place for great teaching and research. And for this past year, this past spring, we graduated our 100,000th student. Yeah. So where do we go from here? Well, you've told me, beginning with the Bold Conversations and throughout the last 2 years, and I have heard you. And at the event in April, I shared a set of 5 broad strategic priorities that will guide our planning for the next several years. I won't delineate all of that now. But they include things that you would expect, like growing student opportunity and success, transforming teaching and learning. I didn't know what that meant when I said it, but wow. AI is, we're going to have to think, what does teaching and learning look like, right? And redefining excellence in research. And so the words themselves, when you hear that, should sound pretty generic, like almost any institution. What institution shouldn't be growing student opportunity and success, transforming teaching and learning, and redefining excellence? But when you look at these three of these priorities, there are 5 of them, through an inclusive lens, that's when you begin to see the complexity and the beauty and the opportunity for us to remain and become more of this unique UMBC. So I'm just going to take one quick one and delineate it and then be done. So let's take growing student opportunity and success as an example. So the first part of that is about opportunity. I want us to ask the question, who are we not serving? So when you think about growing student opportunity, who are we not serving? Right? Now, we're doing a great job of serving, right? But who are we not serving? And this is a part of that Baltimore initiative, right? When less than 50% of Marylanders hold college degrees and only 10% of Baltimoreans who start high school graduate from college. And we had, when I arrived here, 6% of our population, only 6% of our student population was from Baltimore. Begs the question, who are we not serving? Not just from Baltimore, but who are we not serving, right? What we know is that if students come here, we know how to do student success with them. We know when they graduate from here, they have been transformed in multiple ways, not just intellectually, but their economics of their families have been transformed. So it begs the question for us in 3.0, not celebrating over and over again who we've served, which we will continue to do, but the question is, who are we not? And how will we do that? And what is our responsibility? And the second part of that is about success. And again, if we just look at it through an inclusive lens, what would it look like if we actually sought the success of every single UMBC student? And you might say, we do. I know we do. But I want us to push us further. About 70% of our students graduate. Tell me about the other 30. If your child is in the other 30, your family, you see what I mean? 70 is great, but tell me about the rest. And what is it? The question we're going to ask ourselves is one that many universities don't ask. Often we ask, universities ask, what's wrong with the student? Nothing. The question we're going to ask is, what are the systemic barriers that we have put in place, unintended, but unnecessary, that keep students from being successful? Doesn't mean we'll change the rigor. By the way, it's hard, y'all. Okay. But we're gonna love you all the way through it, right? We're gonna help you all the way through. It is, you're brilliant, you're gonna be fine. But trust me, we will be right there with you, okay? But it's challenging. I'm not talking about changing that, because our students can leave here, your parents should know that. Our students leave here and they can do anything because of the way that we have worked with them in their training. But what I am asking us to consider as an institution are, what are any of the systemic barriers? What hoops do students have to jump through? You know, what complications are we unintendedly putting in the way, that are in the way? We didn't put them there, they're there, right? As an institution, that if we remove them, our students could be even more successful. I want a 90% graduation rate. So if that seems crazy to you, ask yourself this question: what student did we admit that we expected not to graduate? We don't do that here. Now, some universities actually do that. We don't do that. Every student we admit, we know is competent and capable. And so our question is, how are we going to, up our game? So that's what we're going to be doing. So all those conversations are going to be occurring over the next year as we delineate our strategic plan. And what I'm going to ask is that for each of you to participate in shared governance, whether you're participating in shared governance or not, but just every individual. And everyone is going to have the opportunity to help us create that future, that we are innovating and leading in ways that are more important now than ever. Last thing I'm speaking to is just the moment we are in. Everywhere I go, somebody says, "Woo, it must be hard to be a president right now." And my response is, yes, and it's more important, the work we're doing is more important now than ever. And so they also asked me some questions about our commitments and our values. So I'm just going to tell you how I feel. We are at a place in higher education that feels pretty fraught. And some of the things that we want to do, which should be ordinary, now seem extraordinary. When did welcoming everybody become extraordinary? But know this, inclusive excellence is not just one of our values, it is core to our identity and to our definition of educational and research excellence. We believe here that if we are not inclusive with multiple perspectives and people and experiences, that we cannot be excellent. It's just our definition of excellence. I want you to know that we will not shrink from who we are or pretend to be something that we are not. I will say it again. And it's actually our responsibility. Like, we can't deliver this world-class education if we don't. We have to continue to do this work. And, you know, here's the point. It's easy to do, you know, when things are easy, it's easy to do the right thing. You hear me? When there's no challenge, it's easy to do the right thing. We are going to do this work, and it is now more important than ever. And it's going to be requiring us to be clear about who we are. It's going to require us to stick to our values. And it's going to require all of us, including me first, but all of us, to not react reflexively or act from a position of fear. I'm not scared, y'all. Okay, you might be nervous. I get it. It's uncertain. I get that. But I'm so crystal clear about who we are and why we are and how we do what we do at our best. I'm so crystal clear. And we will be unwavering about that. We'll be smart. We won't risk ourselves, but we will be unwavering. So I want you to know that you have my commitment to do that into my PhD. I'm not going anywhere, y'all. If you don't like me, I'm so sorry. You might want to go to get coffee with me and let's see if we can work it out, because I'm not going anywhere. Oh gosh, I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. And so I just want you to know that that is my commitment to you, in all seriousness. That is my commitment to you. And I hope and I know that we will be in partnership in this work. Okay. It's time to go, because we have almost 3,000 new students who are going to be showing up here expecting an extraordinary experience. And what I know is that they're going to receive one. So I'm going to ask you to, you know, I know you finished your lunch a long time ago. Bless you. I'm between you and the food. Lord have mercy. Okay. I would have moved at a little bit higher pace. I thought y'all were on dessert. Okay. Y'all are the nicest people I know. Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, you all are so kind. Okay. Well, with that, let me first apologize for being between you and your food. I was just moving slowly because I thought you were comfortable and full. My apologies. What I'm going to ask you to do now is go enjoy your lunch. Go. I did not know. Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you for what you're going to do this year and what you've already done. Please go enjoy your lunch, and let's get excited about this new year. Thank you.